thank you for joining us in our premiere of This Week at River Ridge. So what are we talking about today, Kelsey?
Well, this week we have quite a few things on the headlines, including world affairs, celebrity drama, and local news.
A serious topic on all our minds is the possible bombing of Syria. John Kerry, U.S. Secretary of State, accused Syria of using chemical weapons against its own people. President Obama's top military advisors met in the White House Saturday to discuss options regarding the U.S. intentions to bomb Syria. It seems likely that the president will bomb any day now, as American warships have been spotted heading to that area now. If the president does decide to bomb Syria, his reasoning is due to the fact that previous chemical weapons have killed many civilians.
Miley Cyrus is recently the punchline of many jokes since the MTV Music Awards. Think back to some of the most memorable onstage moments of this performance. Perhaps Madonna's onstage kiss with Britney Spears, or Kanye West Taylor Swift interruption. And you'd probably agree that the show was never really known for its appropriate content. But recently, Miley Cyrus's raunchy performance offended many. Maybe it was her gray leopard costume, or maybe the teddy bears that were placed on stage. Whatever the reason, the familiar song had many parents covering the eyes and ears of young children.
Now for your local news. A new class that is available to River Ridge High School students this year is Mr. Wooster's Intro to Engineering. Many students here at River Ridge are interested in pursuing a career path of engineering, and they are able to gain a prior understanding of the field before graduation. Here is Carrie with a follow-up on this course.
Thanks, Alyssa. I'm here with Mr. Wooster in his classroom to ask him a few questions about his new class, Intro to Engineering. So what exactly is your Intro to Engineering class all about?
The Intro to Engineering class focuses on engineering design, kind of the design process that goes into making of any product that you could buy, from a chair to a tennis shoe to the next $1 million idea is what we talk about in class.
And why exactly do you think students would be interested in this class?
I think it speaks to a broad range of students. I mean, you've got kids that maybe they're not as good at math, but they have other skills that they can help out. We do a lot of group work, so oftentimes you'll get together with 2 or 3 students. Somebody might be a good drawer, somebody might be a good speaker. It lends itself to a lot of different things that each individual can bring to the team.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Now back to Alyssa and Kelsey in the newsroom.
Thank you, Carrie. Recently, the community of Elizabeth has started a new program called Mapping. Concerned local citizens gathered at the Elizabeth Community Building on Monday, August 26th, of the first of 5 meetings to discuss the progression of Elizabeth. Now here's Kelly with the rest of the story.
Thank you, girls. I'm here with Cody Geis and Mrs. M to talk about the new project, Energize Elizabeth. Cody, can you explain the project for me?
Sure. The project is a project by University of Western Illinois, and basically what the project will be doing is we have 5 meetings, and over those 5 meetings we're going to plan what we would like to see in Elizabeth for the next 10 years or so.
And what project would you like to see in Elizabeth?
I would like to see a swimming pool and some advancements to the fairgrounds.
And what project would you like to see, Miss M?
I'd like to see a couple of projects. I'd like to see artists come for an artist fair in the area. I'd like to see our chamber working with area chambers to bring tourists and make Joe Daviess County a stop, kind of like Door County, kind of like the Indiana colonies. I'd also like to see a bike/walking trail from Elizabeth to the school, and hopefully they could extend that from the school to Hanover so that there's a lot of area movement, a community center. There are tons of projects I'd like to see done.
And I would imagine you're both excited about this project.
We
We
are.
are.
Okay, thank you.
And now, here's Lauren and Aaron with this week's weather.
Thanks, Kelsey. Today's high is 86 with a low of 61. Should be a little cool for the boys' football game tonight versus Warren. Tomorrow's high is 89 with a low of 63. Should be really warm out, so go out and enjoy the weather. Sunday, there's a slight chance of rain with a high of 83 and a low of 59. Monday, don't forget about school. There's another slight chance of rain with a high of 81 and a low of 61. Back to you guys.
Sports didn't wait for school to start. Golf hit off the year with a tryout meet on August 19th against Warren and Pearl City. The golf team has now competed in 4 matches, including one against Dakota, which ended in the program's first victory in 3 years. We asked sophomores Nate Brown and Timmy Straight, two of the lowest scorers in the match, what it felt like to claim the first win in so many years.
I feel good. I think we can win a lot more. We're actually doing pretty good this year.
On another note, the volleyball girls opened up their season with a hard-hit loss against Durant. Regardless of the heat, the Lady Cats battled to take the game into 3 matches. The scores were all very close, which shows the potential for this year's team. Also, over the weekend, the Cats played in the Rockford tournament. They won their first game against Harvard, but fell short the rest of the afternoon. Senior Tegan Ermer gave us a little insight on how she feels the season will turn out.
Well, I think we have a really good team this year with a lot of talent, and I think we're going to win a lot of games.
Speaking of another first game, the River Ridge football team had their first game of the season against the Stockton Blackhawks last Saturday night. The game, originally supposed to be on Friday, was postponed because of the rain and lightning. Although the boys lost their first game, their dedication for the game shows positive outcomes for their future. Senior Neil DeRoe was named key defensive player of the game. We caught up with Neil to ask him how he feels about his title and how he feels his team will do in the future. How did it feel to get key defensive player of the game?
It's always nice to win an award like that. I'm glad that I was recognized for playing hard.
How do you think your team will do in the future?
I think we have a good chance to win the next 4 games, and then we'll have to earn one of the last games to make the playoffs.
And what are your prospects against Warren?
We should be able to beat Warren pretty easily because they've lost a lot of players.
And now back to you, Kelsey and Alyssa.
And here's some last-minute announcements. Yearbook money is due to Mrs. Laity by October 15th, $28. Juniors and seniors, please bring pop to your class advisors for after prom. Geography class, you guys have a test coming up from Mr. Downs. And if you're still interested in the speech team, contact Mrs. Tippett.
Good luck, boys!
If you enjoyed the episode, we'll try
We'll try and do better next time.